Hey guys, it's Rebecca Merkaba here, and I was just listening to a podcast about a new tablet that's been, of course, just discovered, and as everything is symbolism, of course, in this timeline right now, it was discovered just right now for a reason, and it is the book of Inana, the goddess of heaven, and the way it speaks to me is very large about how the masculine and feminine energy has operated and how destructive it has been the way it has been operating, because it completely took out the balance of the masculine and feminine and completely removed the feminine from its power as a goddess of the external world. What's happening is, or what has happened is, and I'm not saying male, female, whatever it doesn't matter. I'm not cutting down men or anything, but the masculine energy has completely taken over our outside reality, and there is the feminine aspect still hidden within a lot of people, and a lot of people, like empaths, it is not hidden, it's there, and that's love, but also strong emotion. There's the positive and negative aspect, which are not good and evil at all, but just positive and negative aspect of each of them. But it gave me an understanding, and you guys can look this up. It's Inana. It's Inana if you want to do some research on that. I'll post a link to the video that I found this through, so you can do your own research on it. But what I've been actually thinking for a while now, and what's apparent in my life and apparent in symbolism and apparent in so many cultures, is the fact that we need to find a balance between the masculine and feminine. And I've been thinking a lot about this, and I think a lot of it has to do with bringing that inner strength in, which is the inner masculine, bringing the masculine more inside and pulling out the feminine to the outside. And what we've been experiencing in our chaotic world is that the masculine has completely basically taken over a lot of the outside world, and we still have that little spark of feminine inside, but now, like the yin and yang, the switching is happening where the spark of the masculine is going to be the inside, and the feminine is going to be the outside main reality. So if you could look at the yin yang, you see that little circle area on both sides. One's dark, one's light, and then the other one is reverse of the other one. What's happening is the reverse, and the feminine energy is going to be the outer reality, which covers most of your perception, and the masculine is kind of going to that spark inside. We can't get rid of it fully, because then we're not gonna be able to be grounded. We're gonna be all over the place with our emotions, and you know how it gets when you have too much feminine energy running through you. You need a little bit of that masculine, or you won't stay strong. But also, I think we just need a little bit of that masculine energy. And so the masculine on the inside is your strength, your inner core. It's knowing who you are. It's being able to present yourself as who you are, removing that Adam's apple and really coming out with your power, your inner power. And that's what I feel like the masculine needs to be, that little inner spark on the inside, because that's where you bring out your inner power to the forefront, and produce it out into the world. But when you produce it out into the world, it gets caught now by this feminine energy that is now operating all throughout our outside system, our outside world, the things that we perceive on the outside, and that is beauty, that is empathy, that is kindness, that is non-forcement, non-forcing things, that is spirit, so many things that that we're coming into grips with. The masculine, as you could see in our past, everything to me is symbolism, so you could see it in the world in the past, like recent years, in the past recent age, is that the masculine on the outside is no good, because when you bring the masculine too far out, you're going to create chaos and clutter and destruction and damage, and it's a non-understanding of other human beings or the outside world as an empathetic, loving being. So with the masculine just running rampant on the outside, you're going to have wars and chaos and catastrophe and hurting of each other and murders and, everything that we have been witnessing, these shootings, everything. Too much of the masculine on the outside is causing all of this. So pulling the masculine into your inner self and using it as your strength, as an inner being, and bringing that not so far out to the outside world, but using it as your inner passion, putting that fire in your heart, putting that fire in your soul, on the inside, and makes you a strong person. And the strong person can then go out and reproduce a really beautiful, strong feminine energy, which is the strength of love, the strength of purity, the strength of acceptance, the strength of beauty, the strength of I know who I am, and on the inside I got this masculine fire burning inside of me, but the outside world looks beautiful. And isn't that really what we would want? I mean, if you think about it as a human being, how would you rather live? With the feminine on the inside just hurting, your body hurting, feeling these deep emotions, too much, all on the inside? Or would you prefer the masculine to be on the inside, that strength, that center, that beautiful, that power within you, but not without? I'm thinking you'd rather perceive your world as the other way around. The flip side of what we've been experiencing is that other side of yin yang is to have that spark inside, that inner masculine spark, but on the outside you have beauty, you have confidence, you have everything you need to manifest, because you're manifesting it from a place of strength. So the male, just look at the way we reproduce. The male is supposed to be the seed. The male is that seed that stays grounded, that stays inside, that stays underground, that produces this beautiful fruit. And what is the beautiful fruit? Who produces that beautiful fruit? It's the woman. It's the feminine. It's the feminine aspect of things. So that beautiful fruit that is being produced by that masculine seed is going to now produce a beautiful flower, which goes out into the world through your crown chakra and produces an amazing effect. I don't know if any of this makes sense to you, but it's just a huge download that I just received just by watching this book of Inana, and just basically seeing like the destruction that the male energy, not male, I should say masculine energy, has caused, not only in my personal world, my personal reality, like politics and our history, but also as a personal experience. I have witnessed people that live too much from the masculine, or produce that masculine ego on the outside world, causing so much chaos and destruction. And for a while there, we hit this 0 point where we don't know what's the best route to go. I mean, we don't want to turn off the masculine completely, and we don't want to definitely shut off the feminine completely, but when both of them operate completely out of their soul energy, there's without the other one, neither one is really good. So we have to find this balance, and I do believe the balance is letting that masculine be that seed on the inside, be that inner core, be your strength, your core, your dominance that needs to be on the inside, and then from that you produce this beautiful energy which circulates throughout your outside existence, which is the feminine energy. So it's finding that balance of both masculine and feminine, and really getting to know where the energy needs to be stored, and where its place is. And if you want to really feel that God realized path, I do believe it is what I said, that feminine needs to be coming out to the outer. I mean, feminine is supposed to be beauty. That's, you want your outer world to be beautiful, and that masculine energy to be inside in your heart, be that strength, be your core, be your solid, being, this energy that produces confidence and produces strength and everything else that we need from the masculine. So if you think of it that way, you can really hone down to your own life and see how the masculine energy, I'm sure, has completely almost ruined you as a feminine, as somebody coming mostly from feminine energy. I'm sure the masculine is almost completely taking you down, but then you found that little spark, and it's like, no, I'm not going to let you take over. I'm not going to let you bring me down. But where does that spark come from? That spark literally comes from the masculine energy. So we need to embrace both, but in a way that we can understand as a human species. And that's enlightenment. So if this, I don't know if that resonates with you, but it's just kind of a download that I received that was kind of major, and I wanted to share. So if you get this, let me know. Yeah. And light workers, this is what we're about, finding out this truth. And when you hear that little seed of truth inside of you, use that masculine energy and bring it out into the world, and you can create something magnificent and beautiful from that feminine energy that surrounds us. So, okay, all right, I love you all, and peace, and have a good day. Bye-bye. Mwah.